There are other two ways of pollution when we throw garbage and we do the laundry. The pollutants of these waste are gases that are generated by organic compounds of garbage and detergents, chlorine, etc. The part of the environment mainly polluted is the water and the soil, but also the air because of the smell and gases that garbage gives off. The reasons to use these pollutants is that they are necessary for our lives. We need to do the laundry and we generate garbage, though we don't want to do it. The consequences are for garbage. When the organic compounds are decomposed, they release methane or carbon dioxide, which are toxic for people, plants, and the water, and they contribute to cut the one generated by sun in the atmosphere, which is known like greenhouse. Because of that, the temperature is rising, the ice is being converted to water with the consequence of floods and all these things. And chlorine and detergents, they form foams that can contain viruses and bacteria. They can be toxic and the compounds are difficult to degrade. The possible solutions are recycling for garbage because you can separate it and the emissions are not the same, and using other detergents like Asian nuts, an innovative method which is economic and don't pollute, or surfactants which are natural because they take part of the environment. Government and people are trying to avoid these pollutants, taking care about the environment, recycling and replacing detergents by natural compounds. There are more campaigns and more famous people are conscious about this, and they show what they believe in blogs, newspapers, TV announcements, and everybody's trying to help to awareness people. Ranking the two ways of pollution. When we throw garbage, if you know you are polluting, but you can stop doing it because we can help recycling or garbage we produce and separate it to avoid noxious gases that are destroying the planet little by little. When we do the laundry, is that you know you are polluting, but you can't help it because it is necessary for your everyday life. And the best way we can contribute to keep the environment is do the laundry when we have many clothes to wash and don't use a washing machine every day. And also, when we throw garbage, if you know you are polluting, and by stopping getting rid of pollutants, you can help for people. Pollutant is a garbage. What we can do to do it is don't throw foods or drinks which are okay only because they don't taste well for me, or I don't want to have them in the fridge because I don't want to eat them more. And something to do with it is to cook or organize something similar to a market with competitive prices for people and in general, or for children, helping them to don't be hungry and have something to eat, because maybe these people live in the streets or don't have many resources to live in a normal condition.
People like cars for many reasons, such as because they don't have to wait for buses. They can go anywhere they want. They don't have to sit or stand in a crowd or sit next to someone they don't like. And finally, cabs and buses don't always take you where you want to take. Although there are a lot of reasons people use cars. Cars play an important role in pollution. An internal combustion engine uses fuel by mixing it with air and then burn it. When this happens, some excess gases are left over. They go out the tailpipe and into the air. Smoke is what happens when the excess gases mix with sunlight. The more people drive, the more smoke are produced. The smoke makes people sick, increases problems in lungs, and is one of the many reasons why kids get asthma. It can hurt kids' lungs and can cause heart attacks for adults. The possible solution to reduce this pollution in cars is keep your car in efficient working condition, try to use as less as possible the air conditioner, check the pressure of your car tires, share and drive less. Conventional bacteria-busting deodorants and pore-blocking antitranspirant contain chemicals that when they enter water supply and are washed off the body, they can cause environmental pollution. Dangerous household chemicals are usually dissolved in common products. Everything from deodorants to frying pan spray contain toxic ingredients. Almost all of these chemicals products can either be completely eliminated by following healthy, hygienic lifestyle by using the more natural substitute. Aerosol sprays are a major source of air pollution within the home. The spray is spread out into the surrounding air and make it unfit to breathe. The hairspray itself contains chemicals which may be toxic enough to form enlarged lymph nodes. All of these contain chemicals which are both breathed and deposited directly on the skin. Most of these chemicals cleaners are not needed. Indeed, many safe substitutes exist. Many people continue using these harmful household chemicals simply because they are not aware of their dangers. The possible alternatives to reduce this pollution are wash daily to remove sweat and bacteria which cause odor, avoid tight-fitting synthetic clothing, natural deodorants and products containing triclosan should be avoided. When we throw away our trash and our pets' feces, and we do not recycle our garbage, we are contaminating the environment. Another way to reduce that contamination is making compost. Compost is organic matter that has been decomposed and recycled as a fertilizer. Composting is good for several reasons. It saves water by helping the soil hold moisture and reduce water runoff. It benefits the environment by recycling organic resources while conserving landfill space. It reduces the need for commercial soil, conditioners, and fertilizers.
We contribute to the pollution when we smoke, because a cigarette affects the person who consumes it, resulting in diseases such as cancer. Cigarette smoke, best known as carbon dioxide, is a real pollutant. Cigarette smoke affects the person who consumes it, but also the people who is around it, and it pollutes the air too. The reasons to use these pollutants are that the cigarette is a vice that many people have and to get rid is very difficult. The consequences on human beings result, as I mentioned, in diseases such as cancer, respiratory problems, etc. over the animals and the environment in general because this process reduces the greenhouse effect. The possible solutions could be that people should stop smoking at first for their own health. A measure to do that is may be the prohibition to smoke in many places of the city. This would help people in order to smoke less. Florida's government has stipulated since 2008 that people cannot smoke in enclosed public places. Who breaks this law will be fined with a large amount of money. It seems that lately people are becoming more health conscious. Nowadays you can see more people exercising than people in bikes. The ways that have been taken to eradicate the cigarette in society will become more strict and this will not like people. However, it is time to realize that we must help the planet. In the category you know you are polluting and you can stop doing it because it isn't a life-threatening situation around when we smoke, because stop doing it doesn't affect our normal life. We contribute with the pollution too when they don't unplug the cables or any electronic devices. The process that is used to obtain the light is the responsible of the pollution. This process mainly affects the water. It causes the acid rain and then at the same time it pollutes the soil. The reasons to use this pollutant are that the light nowadays is really necessary for our life. The consequences on human beings result in many things because this process affects both animals and plants, and logically the environment in general. The technological process in order to obtain the light are very complex. At first, a lot of chemicals are used and the wastes result in vaporized sulfur. It goes directly to the environment, mixing their particles with the water particles in the clouds, causing the acid rain. There are alternative solutions to this process, such as obtaining light by windmills, solar panels for homes, unplugging the electronic devices that we are not using because when they are connected, they are still pulling energy. Florida's government has not really had any proposal to change. It has not even been able to implement campaigns against the excessive use of light. This person should write a law in order to provide new constructions using light with the normal process. They could be obligated to install any alternative solutions, such as the solar cells. My community hasn't had changes. However, I know many people like me that in their houses switch off devices that they don't use in these moments because the installation of solar cells is very expensive. If we implement the law previously mentioned, at first I think people would be very annoying because solar cells don't work as the same way as the normal process to obtain the light, but it must exist environmental awareness in our society. In the category I know I am polluting but I can help it since it is necessary for my everyday life I rank. When we don't unplug the cables or any electronic devices because we always need the light in our houses. Also the installation of any other alternative solutions is very expensive.
We have a problem when we combine the trash or when we don't separate the trash. First, it can be considered trash everything that has survived its usefulness and therefore we have to remove or discard. The waste is classified into three different categories: organic waste, inorganic waste, and garbage health. The first is generated from the remains of living things like plants and animals, for example, fruit and vegetables peels, eggshells, leftover food, bones, paper, and natural fabrics such as silk, linen, and cotton. This type of waste is biodegradable. Inorganic waste, it comes from mineral and synthetic products such as metals, plastics, glass, cardboard, plastic, and synthetic fabrics, such as materials are non degradable. And the third is garbage health. Are the materials used for medical cures, such as gauze, bandage, or cotton, toilet paper, sanitary napkins, tissues, and diapers? When the garbage decomposes, come to release greenhouse gases. These gases are composed by methane, nitrous oxide, and carbon dioxide. These greenhouse gases contribute to different types that trap heat from the sun in the atmosphere in a process known as the greenhouse effect. This phenomenon contributes to climate change currently occurring and can be more drastic than occurred in the last 100 years. Well, eh, the home should be the first place to bring actions to control excess garbage. It should instill in the family, since the children are young, those educational standards to reduce pollution. Just as a child is educated in such common habits, such as washing hands before eating and after using the bathroom, can be taught to throw trash in the right place, considering that each family should practice separation waste. So, when small grow, be part of their training to know what attitudes take over of waste generated. A battery is a hazard waste, and hazardous waste must be handled by specialists, not by children or common people. And as repositories require security, the worst place to keep them is a box in a school or in a house or in an office. The confusion on this issue has gone so far as schools that collect batteries and empty containers stored in agrochemicals, multiplying the risk of children who have to handle that combination. There are currently no known study to evaluate the impact to the environment caused by the improper handling and use of batteries in Mexico. It is known that several components used in their manufacturing are toxic and contaminate the environment, and there is a risk of affecting the health. These are stored within a plastic bottle. Then inside the bottle will dry sawdust, which it fulfill his mission or its mission to absorbent matters and clog the bottle. This is a solution to keep on a secure place the batteries and to no pollute the environment.